Hello everyone, it's that teacher here, and today's lesson is going to be on ascending order. Let's start learning. Welcome back to the channel everyone. We're going to begin our lesson on ascending order. Now, ascending order is arranging a group of numbers from the smallest to the largest. As you can see by the graph in front of you, we start with the number 10, the smallest number, and work our way up in this trajectory to the number 60, which would be the largest number. So from 10, the smallest number, all the way up to 60, the largest number. Now, here's some tips for remembering what ascending order is. Some students often get confused of what ascending and descending order is. So here are just two little tips that I teach my students how to remember ascending order. Now, the capital A is literally the shape of ascending order, that same trajectory that I showed you earlier. So you can see if you start from the bottom of an A, it moves from the smallest point all the way up to the top of the A, which would be the largest point. So from the smallest number or the smallest point of the A to the largest point, the largest number. So that's a cool way to remember that. And also A for aeroplane. When an aeroplane takes off, it starts from the ground level, the smallest number, and soars up into the sky, which would be the largest point or the largest number. So those are two cool little ways to remember ascending order. Now, I'm gonna show you an example here. Thought I'd make it cool, putting some basketball players. So we're ordering each NBA player's total points in ascending order. This is how I would solve the question. What you need to do is find the smallest number, which would be Steph Curry. Cross it off and put it below. Now, what happens when you cross it off? The process gets far easier because every single time you cross off a number, there's fewer numbers left in the sequence of numbers, the group of numbers, which means it's actually easier the longer it goes. So the next number here would actually be Michael Jordan, 32,292. Cross that number off, remember, and put it below. Now, when you cross off those numbers in class, you need to make sure you put a nice light cross through it. Some of my students scratch and scribble and make a big mess of their books. And trust me, teachers open that, oh my goodness. And it's an immediate negative reaction. You want to make your teachers happy, impress your teachers, a nice simple cross through it, just a faint cross. Trust me, it'll work wonders. Now, the next number here is Kobe Bryant, 33,642. Remember, cross it off, put it below. Finally, as you can see with this strategy, there's no other number. LeBron James, 40,474. I think it's a bit more now from the date of recording this video, but incredible number, the most points in the NBA and the last number in our question. So that's the way to do it. I'm going to show you several more times to consolidate this strategy, but this is a foolproof strategy. You can't get it wrong. Cross off the number, write it below. It's super easy. Now, I'm going to go through these together because these are the type of questions that you're going to get in school. Okay, you're going to get questions exactly like this in a test or in your class or whatever. So I'm going to show you how to work it out. A, order each group of numbers in ascending order. It's important to read that question, by the way. Often students just see the numbers and start going. Make sure you read the question. That's a little teacher tip. So, A, the smallest number out of those four numbers is 16,373. Cross it off, put it below. The next smallest number would be 26,635. Cross it off, put it below. The next smallest number, I know I'm saying that a lot, but I'm trying to stress this strategy and how easy and effective it is 34,405. Finally, there's no other numbers left. The beauty of this method is it gets easier each time you cross off a number. So the answer has to be 43,426. In the question B, we've got a few numbers. They're quite simple. Now, the smallest one here would be 25,743. It's in the right position already. Cross it off, put it below. Now we're left with three numbers. The smallest number out of these three numbers would be 34,335. Now, if you haven't seen my place value lesson, I highly recommend you go and check that out. It's important to know your place value. So the way you could easily identify that is the tens of thousands columns, 34. That was the next smallest because you've got 41 and 66. So if you just know your place value, this concept is a breeze. Now, you've got two numbers left, 41,456 and 66,067. The tens of thousands column, what I was talking to you before, you can see 41 is way smaller than 66. Cross it off, put it below, and you already know 66,067 is the only possible answer, so you put it below. Finally, C. Now I put this question in here because you really have to focus because they're quite similar. There's a few trick ones in there. Let's go. So the smallest number here, we've got two numbers with 11,000 x blah 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 and 12,000. So 11,005 or 993, excuse me. That would be 11,005 is the smallest one. Now, the next three numbers, you have one with 11,000 and the other remaining two are in the 12,000. They're in 12,000. So we already know that 11,993 would be next. Finally, we're left with two numbers starting with 12,000. So the value of the place value in the tens of thousands column would be 12,000. So we need to go to the next place would be the hundreds column. So we've got 5, so 12,005 or 12,456. We know that 5 is the next smallest number. Cross it off, put it below. And finally, 12,456 is the only possible answer. So we put it below. So students, that is the best way to solve those type of questions. Cross it off, put it below. And if you follow the place values, it's very hard to get these incorrect. So it's your turn now. I've put some questions for you to complete at home if you want to do that. I thought I'd throw that in there. Now, work it out, cross it off, get a piece of paper, and you'll be sweet. So I'm about to show you the answers for your questions. So here are the answers for the questions that I gave you. Now, hopefully, I already know that you would have nailed those questions by following that simple method of crossing off a number lightly, neatly, and putting it below. So hopefully you found a bit of success, and hopefully now you're way more confident with ascending order questions. So thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next lesson. It's that teacher. We'll see you soon.